Hi, this is your girl Charlie, and welcome to Charlie's Voyages. So, today, as promised, this is an interview with my son Wanye. Um, this this segment is about how a child feels when the parent is diagnosed with cancer. So I'm going to turn it over to Wanye, and I'm just going to ask him some questions. So Wanye, how old were you when I was diagnosed?
Was about 12 or 13 when it happened.
Okay. Now tell me, when you first heard that I had breast cancer, how did you feel?
I was really in shock actually because, well, at first I didn't know what to think because I wasn't too quietly sure what it meant. But um, as soon as as soon as they explained it to me, as soon as everyone explained it to me, I realized that it was like really serious, and I got actually got a little bit scared.
What was your thoughts? I mean,
I was just like my mom's. I was worried because my mom was sick. It was terrifying. I was just thinking, what's gonna happen to my mom? Is she okay? Is she gonna like die or like what's gonna happen? I was like, there's a lot of questions going on in my head.
hmm and so, who helped you get through it?
Well, my father, a couple of my friends at school, because I told my some of my friends that were really close to me. I told them, and I think a couple of teachers knew about the situation because at the time it was kind of my grades dropped a little bit
hmm
because I was just so depressed and worried about what was going to happen to you.
And I can say too, his behavior was a little bit out of control. I had to whoop him one time. Yes, I do believe in whoopings. uh, so, go ahead. When did you start feeling like feeling safe?
Mimi.
Because I think when it's more like you feel threatened. Like when you're afraid, it's like, wow, I might lose my mother, and that's kind of like a threat to your safety. So when did you start? That's just my interpretation. So when did you start feeling like at ease, which is what I call safe again, at peace?
Um, Probably after it was gone.
So what would you advise a young person to do if or even a parent to do for their child if they're diagnosed?
I would say just have a nice conversation, just sit and just talk about it because of course the child's not really going to understand what's going on, so you have to make sure that you I'm trying to word this correctly, that you're trying to get them the knowledge that they need so then they can be prepared for what's going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't know what was going to happen next. I didn't know that there was going to be so many surgeries. I didn't know that you were going to almost die like twice. And it's just, and then for the child, it's a lot of anxiety, and it's a lot of sadness, and just a lot of like horrible thinking when you're by yourself. And it's just, you just have to remember that you know your parent is fighting, and you just have to stay positive and make sure and just like know that they're gonna be okay. And that's one thing that helped me a lot because I just had a feeling that you were gonna be okay. I mean, I did have that fear that I was gonna lose you, but I also had, the faith that God was gonna keep you around.
And what I would suggest too is develop a support team for your child. I had a support team for myself, but I didn't realize that my kid needed a support team. So I would say develop a good support system for your child and involve them every step of the way as possible. Help them understand what cancer is and help them understand the process. Now, me personally, I didn't know the process because what I went through, I can't say that it's like that today, but back in 2008, they really didn't, and then it could have been the facility also I was in. It could have been a combination of many things, but they really didn't preempt you for a whole lot. They just said, well, you're going to have to go through chemo. Then after chemo, you'll talk to, some doctors about radiation. They try not to give you too much information because I think they think that you're already, in shock and you're afraid. And so they try to kind of pace things out. But everybody's different, because what I needed to know was everything, because that's how I think. I make my decisions off as much information as I can get, and that's how I make my decisions. But that's not how the doctors kind of dealt with me. They kind of just like gave me little bits and pieces here and there. And I guess that's just, for some people, they have to just, I don't know why they do what they do. All I know is every individual is different. So I would say, again, get your child a support base, and the truth works, doesn't it? Yeah. So thank you, Wanye, for being on Charlie's Voyages today. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Peace, love, and soul.